Hi everyone, it's David from Automotive Press. I have a very special guest right here at the Toronto Auto Show. Steven, tell me a little bit more about you.
Hey everybody, I'm Steven. I'm here from the Truck King YouTube channel. And yeah, I'm here to make another fun truck video with David. This is our third or fourth video
Exactly.
now. I love doing this.
He's the best truck guy. If you want to know anything about the trucks and all the stuff that you can do with the trucks, this is a guy you gotta watch,
I appreciate that. So let's talk trucks.
Yeah, exactly. So we have a Nissan Frontier in the back. It's been around for a while, and obviously it's gone through some changes over the years, so it's evolved over time. We got some new exterior, some new interior. But the best part of Frontier that people sometimes don't recognize is that this is still the old-fashioned classic design with the naturally aspirated V6, no turbo, no hybrid, and it still has the old-fashioned hydraulic power steering, which provides a lot better feedback. It provides just a lot more feel to it. It's actually quite heavy, which is something I like. It doesn't have that lightness of the electric power steering, and the naturally aspirated V6 still feels really solid. And the entire truck feels like kind of the last generation Tacoma, which we all loved. I own several of those. And the new Tacoma, of course, is improved, but also lost some of that feel. Yeah, what do you think of the Frontier?
Well, for 2025, they did give us some updates, which is nice. So it does look a little bit different. They added these different grille designs up here. The color, this color is new for 2025. On the inside, they added, the larger screen and a couple little changes. And I think that's what Nissan has recognized, is that they have a formula that works. So they keep updating the things the customers want. They don't want their, screens to feel small. They don't want their truck to feel like it looks old. But the bones of this thing are quite old.
Yes.
And I think that's okay. I will admit that I often look at older vehicles and, criticize them and say, why doesn't that brand update it?
Right.
But I think the other side of that is true as well, which is that this is tried and tested. There's something to be said for that. And then on the steering, because that is, when you drive a Frontier, I would argue it's the first thing you notice, right? The steering wheel is way heavier than any other production vehicle. And the same thing, I don't necessarily want to say good or bad. I just want to say it's super subjective.
Right.
Some people might love it. Some people might hate it. You're probably not going to get too many people in the middle. I think you're going to have a strong reaction one way or the other.
I love the heavy steering.
But if it's for you, if you like that feeling and that trucky feeling, this is probably one of the better trucks out there right now.
Yeah, definitely. I just came back from 2 week trips in Africa where everything was a Land Cruiser, and you can't get more simple than 70 series Land Cruiser, right? It's a simple engine, naturally aspirated, just a simple body on frame design. And I think that classic simple design is going away in the new auto industry. Everything is complicated. It's a hybrid turbo. The frame design has changed, so they weld certain pieces together instead of the solid frame. And so engineering-wise, they're just trying to do everything lighter and also cheaper, to do it cheaper. So materials feels cheap. And I think that's the direction that the industry is going, which unfortunately is not what I like to see. Both you and I like kind of a solid feel in the truck. And we just don't get that. If you just look at all the other competitors, not just Toyota, but if you look at General Motors and Ford, everything is, moving to turbo engine, more complicated. And the simplicity is what makes the Frontier, I think, stand out, right?
Sure.
So
now, I think we should recognize that everyone understands Nissan is in a bit of trouble right now.
Yes,
They've had the talks with Honda and other things going on. So I will also say, I don't necessarily think that this was a super conscious choice. I think Nissan went to the engineers and said, we don't have a lot of money for this redesign, so you need to do this, on the cheap, basically, which is why they focused on, like I said, the interior, the way it looks, the comfort, the features, rather than the way it drives. So it's another funny thing where I agree, I like the feel of it, but I feel like, it's just, it's a necessity because of what Nissan is going through right now, too.
Yeah, we'll have to kind of figure out what happens with Nissan.
Right, it's going to be very interesting. Are we going to be driving a Honda Ridgeline Nissan soon? Who knows, right?
Yeah, I mean, they announced unofficially Honda and Nissan are no longer going to be talking about ventures.
Right.
But now Foxconn, might be buying part of Nissan. That's the latest talk. So who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah.
But for now, if you want an old-fashioned truck, this is really the only choice within this price range, anyway.
Yeah.
And so if I were to buy a truck, that I like to talk about Toyota's a lot, but I don't think I will buy the Tacoma just because I'm not too crazy about that feel, the lightness feel to it, and I kind of like the feel of this.
Sure.
But tell me a little bit more about this one here, Steven. So this one is a kind of concept Not a
Yes.
quite concept, but
They
tell me
call
a
it a
little bit more.
concept. They brought it out at the SEMA show this year to show off sort of something cool. I think the exciting part about this truck, they call it the Trailgator because it's supposed to be about going on the trail but tailgating at the same time.
Right.
The cool part is that a lot of what you see, they're Nismo accessories. So like the wheels, for example, the roof rack up there, the lights, the bed rack back there, the steps down here. This is all stuff that a customer could go into a dealership right now and they could take the truck home just like that. And I think you know too, that's been a trend in the industry. Every brand saw a huge opportunity with the aftermarket. They said, these guys are buying the trucks and then putting all this stuff on anyway. Why don't we just sell it to them straight from the dealership, and then you get a warranty and you can build it into your financing deal. There's so many advantages to buying that stuff straight from an OEM. So that's what I think is cool here. And then out back, they've added TVs and a cooler. Yeah,
so
sure.
we've got bigger wheels. So this is Yokohama Geolander.
Right, and they are beadlocks as well. Right.
Heavy duty rock rails
steps,
with the steps. Although this is a bit low for true off-roading, but
agreed.
Nismo racks, steel roof racks. And then
and the cargo bins up there too are also from Nissan.
Really? Okay.
And then you got the bed rack back here.
Right here.
I like these bed racks because it just gives
look
you
at
so
that.
much space to work with.
Oh, this is vacuum pack.
It's a suction cup, and then also the suction cup paper towel holder.
I see.
That's fun,
Okay, that's funny. I haven't seen that before.
You can put that on any vehicle.
I need this when I go fishing. I'm gonna take you fishing sometime.
I'd love to come, man.
And then
that's a great idea.
In the back, what do we have?
So there's a powered cooler up here. They got the grill, which is cool, which kind of flips out on this decked system, so you can actually stand here and make your hot dogs, cook up your fish.
That's right. This is actually a pretty serious outfit, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of gear back here. But again, the whole overlanding thing has become so popular. People want to get out into the great outdoors, but they don't want to sacrifice their comforts. And with this thing, you're barely sacrificing anything.
Yeah, cool.
You're cooking, you're washing, you're storing, and you're bringing your entertainment with you.
Yeah. And this is the Pro 4X with a longer bed now.
Right, so that was another thing that was updated for 2025 is we can now get Pro 4X with the 6-foot bed. And that's actually worth mentioning too because a lot of brands are moving away from two bed lengths, right? Nissan and Toyota, they still have those options. A lot of the other companies, they got rid of them. So it is nice too that if you need that 6-foot bed, Nissan still offers it,
Yeah, really cool. So we'll have to find a time with Steven to go out camping or fishing or overlanding, whatever it might be. And
next time you're in Ontario, you got to come on our off-road trails.
And then you come out in Vancouver to go for fishing or whatever.
I would love to.
So so we really like talking about trucks, as you know. Again, go and watch Steven's channel. It's the best channel for trucks, bar none. It's the place where you can learn everything about trucks and how they perform in real conditions because he takes them out to true off-roading conditions. And come back to me if you want to learn more about other stuff as well. And we'll continue to collaborate because we're good friends and part of our AJAC group here. And we just announced Car of the Year and Canadian Utility Car of the Year and also the EV versions of that. So we're very excited to be here in Toronto.
We've been busy.
Thanks again, Steven. I'll do a little thing. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Take care, folks.